Hey everybody, and welcome to Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets. This is episode number 30, and for those of you coming back, I would like to say welcome back, and for those of you joining us for the very first time, I want to say welcome. And right about now, you might be wondering, what the heck is Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets all about anyway? So, the whole thing is about answering one big question, and the question is this: how do we lose weight while still feeling great without cheating by taking dangerous supplements, drugs, or undergoing surgeries that could really hurt us? And how do we sort through all of the confusing information out there when it comes to how to eat and exercise to lose weight? So that's the big question. This Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets has all your answers. So, if you are in a body that is here and you're trying to go somewhere up here and you're not sure how to do it, I want you to ask me your questions, all right? So I am here to answer any and all of your questions so that you can't be stuck. That's the whole idea, right? So if you have an exercise question, ask it. If you have a nutrition question, because we all know there's a bazillion different diets out there in the market, and it's confusing because one thing says one thing, the other one says another thing, and if you try to follow them all, you don't even know what to do. So I'm here to answer those questions for you. The other thing is, if you know what to do, you know the exercise to do, you know how to eat, and you feel dead clear on that, and you just can't get yourself going for whatever the reason, that means something's going on between your ears, and we need to work on your mindset. We're here for that too. So exercise, diet, mindset, and any other thing that you think maybe is standing in your way of going again from where it is you are to where it is you want to go, this is your place to ask those questions. Spread the word, and if you catch something here today that you find is helpful for you, I would like for you to like and share this so we can spread the word out. The point of this is to help as many people as we possibly can, because we all know that, at least here in America, every single year, statistically, we keep getting fatter, and this is meant to do something about that, all right? So thank you for being here, and today I'm very excited because I have a couple cool things I'm going to share with you. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to be talking to you about an exercise to help with shoulder health and to develop the shoulder so that you actually look good. Now, for those of you that do exercise, for one, congratulations on that, but there's a big mistake that most people make. And the mistake that most people make is we do too many exercises besides what we're doing all day long. If you think about what we're doing all day long, generally most of us are using computers or something that requires us to have our arms out here in front of us. So our shoulders come forward like this. And then we get into a gym or you're working out at home, and we tend to do a lot more exercises, whether it's front raises, chest presses, variations of push-ups. We tend to overload exercise in the front that's already probably overdeveloped for most of you, and we neglect what's in the back. So I'm going to be talking today about an exercise that's really important for developing the rear posture so that you can not only feel good and lose body fat, but you can actually have posture that functions for you so you can prevent shoulder injuries, and so that you can not look like all hunched over like this. So you can actually be up tall and look really good with your head up, your chest up, and you look strong, confident like you already are. All right? That exercise is called a face pull. I'm going to demonstrate it here in a second. And but before I do, I just want to talk a little bit about what it's for. So again, knowing that we mostly are doing things in the front here, and we're working our chest muscles in the front of the shoulder a lot, as you would anticipate, this exercise is to do the opposite. So it works the rear delt, the muscles behind the shoulder, and it also works the muscles up here in the upper middle back, okay? And there's a couple of different ways that one can do this exercise depending on what equipment you have or don't have. And so I'm going to show you right now. So I have, you can see here, I have this simple setup. And what I'm going to show you first is I'm going to show you how to do this with a band. Now, if you are here in the studio, you know that we do these face pulls, and we oftentimes use the TRX straps that are back there attached to the pull-up bars, and that works really nice. That's probably my very favorite way actually to do this exercise. This is also a really nice way, and if you have a band like this, it works great to close it into a door or around something that's solid so it's not going to move on you. And you want this, in terms of the height, in terms of your setup, you want it anywhere from about chest height and higher. So it could come from above your head down, and it could be about your chest height. But if you don't want it really any lower than that, you're not going to quite get the effect that we're after here. So that said, I'm going to be demonstrating clearly with the band today. And what you're going to do with this exercise, for one, you get yourself in a strong posture. What does that mean? You anchor your feet down on the floor, you pull your knees back, you strengthen the front of your legs, your quadriceps, you tighten your butt muscles in, and then from there, what you're going to do is you're going to tighten your belly up so that your belly's nice and strong, and then you're going to pull your shoulders back into a nice posture so we have all this going on at the same time. Feet are anchored down, strong, 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 chest is up, and now you take the grip and you're going to pull towards your face. Just like the exercise is called, face pulls. And what you're thinking about when you do it is that you want to try to pull your hands back, and you're trying to get your shoulders, your elbows to squeeze back. So you're trying to get your shoulder blades, if these are my shoulder blades and they're out here, I'm trying to get them to squeeze in. So when you're at the very back part of this exercise, once you get here, don't stop short. And if the resistance is too heavy, maybe I'm here, you want to be able to get it. Maybe you need a lighter band, or if you're using like TRX straps, closer. But you want it to be a resistance that's strong enough to challenge you, but also one that you can move through a full range of motion. And that full range of motion is really important, especially in this one, where you're pulling back, you're squeezing back, and then the elbows come back. Now, if you're watching right now at home, what I want you to do is, even without weight, if you take your hands and you just pull like this and you squeeze your shoulders back, you're going to feel those muscles fire up. It'll feel really good, actually. And even if you are, say you're at your office or something and you've been typing for a while, get up now and then. It's kind of like the good morning, this good morning stretch that we like to do. It's kind of like that, but you just pull your hands almost towards your ears or on either side of your face. Elbows are back, so this is what it looks like from the front. And then from the side, the elbows are not here, they're here. They're pulling out and back as far as you can do it while squeezing the shoulder blades back. It's a fantastic exercise. Include it. If you work out in a gym somewhere, or you might even have this as part of your home setup, but this works nice too. This rope strap you can connect to a machine from a cable, and you can use this also and just pull this, and you can get this to either side of your face as well, and that works as a nice tool as well. All right, so that's that. There's other ways to do it, but those are at least 3 ways that you should begin implementing this work for the upper, middle, back, so that you can relieve your shoulders and have great posture, okay? So that's that one. Next, you guys, I'm going to be moving into, just give me 1 second here, be moving into how to lose weight. I'm going to be giving you 8 tips for how to lose weight. Now, many of you know, if you've been watching the show for very long, that there are really a couple main formulas to lose weight. One way is to be eating lean proteins, vegetables, and then starchy carbs that are fibrous. Examples: brown rice, quinoa, you can include sweet potatoes. You know the ones already, like the carbohydrates that are the best ones for you. So again, that formula is lean protein, low fat, vegetables, which are included no matter what you're doing, and then high quality carbohydrates, okay? That's one way to lose fat, and I'm gonna be kind of going through that kind of thing today. The other way to lose fat that I'm not gonna be talking about as much today is to eat fattier proteins, vegetables, and then you eliminate, for the most part, starchy carbs, either altogether or for the most part, okay? That's the other way. There is a way to combine them, and if you're looking for a custom diet for you so that you know which plan would be best for you, then you check out the links just above this video. You'll see, if you scroll down through the links there's a plan for metabolic typing, and metabolic typing is a custom diet solution. So if you're not sure which way to eat that way. Well, there's actually 2 ways to do it. One, you can experiment around and figure out if you go the one direction and it makes you feel great, then it's probably right for you. If you go the one direction and it makes you feel terrible, it's probably wrong for you. And then you can adjust. But if you want to get a shortcut, check out metabolic typing. It will dial it in for you and give you the speed pass to be able to figure that out. That said, today we're going to be talking about kind of a lean way to eat. And so, again, I have 8 tips for you for how to do that. And then tip number 1 is to eat more lean protein. So these are things like chicken breast, turkey breast, the low-fat fish, generally white fish are going to be the lowest fat fish. Not always, but for the most part, that's your safe bet. And if you're unclear, Google it. And Google always knows, right? You can also choose lean pork and also lean red meat. And there's a couple options there for the red meat. And again, just Google which options are best. You'll see that in store, or ask at the meat market which are the leanest cuts. But I want to just give you a forewarning. If you see something like hamburger, for an example, that says 85-15 lean, you might think that 85% is lean and 15% comes from fat. And that is the amount of volume, not amount of calories. If you actually look at the calories on that, you're going to see that more than 50% of the calories actually come from fat. So it's actually a very fatty beef, or for burger at least. So if you're looking for a burger that's lean, there actually is one on the market that's a 96.4 that is truly lean. It's 96% lean and 4% fat. And that could be one that could work. If you are someone who loves burgers, like a lot of people do, then that could be an option for you if you want to eat this way, having the lean proteins there, okay? The thing about proteins that you guys may or may not be aware of is that proteins are amazing at keeping blood sugar stable, okay? So proteins chemically look a lot like a carbohydrate does, except for it has this big nitrogen bond attached to all these carbon bonds. And what that means inside our bodies is it takes the body a good amount of work to break this nitrogen bond off. So that work that our body's going through is part of how it makes our blood sugar stay so stable. So lean proteins are a must when you're eating this way. Along with, then tip number 2, of course, is always vegetables, no matter which way you're eating. There's not a diet plan, at least that I've seen, that suggests that to not eat your vegetables. Vegetables not only have lots of micronutrients, the things that give us our energy and bring us life, they also have digestive enzymes in them that help us to digest the food and assimilate the food. And they also have a lot of fiber that inside your colon, keeps your colon cleaned out. And the benefits go on and on and on when it comes to vegetables. Now the next one, you may not suspect, but it's to eat fruits. And one of the important factors that influence hunger is our body's liver glycogen. That's the amount of glycogen is kind of a fancy word in our bodies for sugar. And if your liver is depleted of glycogen, you'll know this if you've tried like a diet that eliminates like all sugar. And even if you're eating proteins and vegetables, you might feel just like kind of washed out, right? And that's because your liver glycogen would be really low. So including fruits, and specifically the fructose that's in those fruits, will restore that liver glycogen and will help keep your appetite low. Okay, it helps reduce your appetite. So maybe if you are feeling hungry and you're eating on the lean side towards fat-free, not fat-free, but towards fat-free, then including fruit, like an apple as an example, will really stabilize out your blood sugar, and you will feel really good. You'll feel like, that's just what I needed. And if you pay attention, you'll be able to feel that, okay? Let's move on to the next tip then. The next one is to increase your water intake. So my recommendation here is always to drink half of your body weight in ounces every single day. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you should be drinking approximately 75 ounces of water. And then I always like to also think about if you have a day that you're doing intense exercise and you're sweating a lot, drink more water to accommodate for that, okay? So it could be 75 ounces of water plus another 10 to 20 ounces of water on the days that you're doing exercise that makes you sweat, so that if you're on a treadmill and then you look down, there's a puddle of sweat underneath you, you just lost a lot of water. You need to replace the water. into your body. And that also will help you feel more satisfied. And if you include your water, say 1 to 2 cups of water about 20 minutes before you eat, this is a great trick for making you feel full so that you don't eat so much when you get to a mealtime. The other thing is, just so you know this too, that a lot of times, in fact, if our bodies are just dehydrated, even a little bit dehydrated, our bodies mistake that for hunger. So you might feel hungry when in fact what you really are is just thirsty for some water. So if you drink 1 to 2 cups of water, wait for 10 minutes and just see. Oftentimes I have people tell me like, you know what, Jay, like after I had those couple cups of water, like, you're right, I was like totally fine, man. I wasn't hungry like at all. It was just, I was just thirsty. And then the next thing here is to increase your activity level. I think we all know that if you want to get fit and to lose weight, you gotta move more. And the research is pretty clear that you want to exercise about 5 hours per week. So however that comes in, then when I look through the research, it's not necessarily, it's not clear that you need to exercise an hour per day for 5 days. It could be 20 minutes on the front end of a day, 15 minutes later. You can fit it in, you can break it up, whatever fits into your lifestyle. Don't get caught up into the fact that maybe you don't have enough time, because we all have at least a few minutes every day to fit it in. And when you make a priority, you make the time, right? Like it's just like you do with any and every other thing in your life. Fit it in so that it becomes priority. And then once you make it a habit, like if every morning you wake up and you do a 1 mile walk takes about 20 minutes. That's a great way to get started if you're brand new to this. If you're not new to this, maybe you come here and you're here at 5:45 in the morning. And what we do here is we do the exercise that is specific to losing fat weight. So get in here early, do it. And then by the time it's 6:30 a.m., boom, you already have your exercise in for the day. You do that 3 times a week, add in a couple walks, and you're already to your 5 hours. It's easy as that. And I say it's easy. I guess I should say it's simple. And for those of you that are not exercising, you might know that it's not necessarily easy because it's not your habit yet. For those of you that are exercising, you might say it's simple and it's easy because you've made it a habit. Like it's just who you are. It's what it is you do. And you know it, and everybody else in your life knows it about you. And it's a wonderful place to get to with exercise. Then the next thing is to perform more high intensity, low duration style cardio. So for those of you that are members here at Altman Fitness, you know that the style of exercise we do the exercise that science tells us is 9 times more effective than any other exercise you can possibly do, which is strength training done in a circuit format with explosive type exercise. And we do that so that we can get the most out of the time that we're here. So you can burn the most amount of calories per time that you're exercising. And then the other thing that does, it creates the afterburn effect, which is the afterburn is how many calories you're burning after you do your exercise session. And so you want to, I'll say that one more time just so you guys are all clear on that. To get the most out of exercise, you want to do explosive strength training done in a circuit style format where you're limiting your rest time. So you do an exercise that's explosive, you have a partial rest, and then you go back at either the same exercise or something else that is in the same style. And you do that over and over so your heart rate peaks and then it has valleys, and it has peaks and it has valleys with the explosive strength training. That's what science tells us is the way to get 9 times. Guys, I can't emphasize that enough. It's huge. 9 times more benefit from doing that kind of exercise than, say, even if you were doing sprint intervals. You're outside and you're gonna sprint and then walk and then sprint and then walk and sprint and walk. You may have read or heard that doing interval cardio training is a good way, and it is a good way. But this is 9 times more effective than the next best thing. So get onto it. If you're not, it will save you a ton of time and will get you the result that you're after. And then the next thing here is to optimize your meal frequency. What does this mean? So you may have heard to eat smaller meals multiple times through the day. You've also may have heard to kind of eat and then don't eat and then eat and then don't eat and then eat and then don't eat. And there's nothing wrong with any of them, because the idea here is you got to figure out what is right for you. So if you've tried out eating a smaller breakfast, then having like a mid-morning snack, and then having a lighter lunch, and having an afternoon snack, and then having dinner, a light dinner, and then having an evening snack. And if that made you feel great, then fine, that's probably right for you. It's optimizing for you. And if you've also tried that and you feel like you're just kind of hungry all the time, you're never ever satiated, it's probably not the right idea for you. You're probably going to be more in the direction like I am, which is I love to eat my meals, and I rarely snack. I'd rather eat a big breakfast and let that take me 5, 6, 7 hours, and then I eat a bigger lunch, and then that takes me 5, 6, 7 hours, and then I eat a dinner, and then that takes me through bed. And we've been recently in the habit of kind of eating our dinners really early, like 4:30, 5:30, and I know that may not fit for a lot of you. I'm just sharing with you what it is we've been doing, and it feels really good for me. That's my optimizing my own way of eating. So again, it's optimizing meal frequency. Play with it, see what feels better for you, and then stick to that. Okay. The next thing is to make sure you're getting enough fat. So while we've been talking about eating low fat, it's important to get at least a minimum of about 15% of your calories. Okay, not 15% of your food, but 15% of your calories. And just so we're clear that when you eat, like I said, carbohydrate is about 4 calories, a protein is about 4 calories, but a fat is 9 calories. So what they look like on a plate is very different. So like to get 15% of your calories from fat is really, really easy to do. So you don't need much fat into your diet to get to that 15 calories. Okay? All right, guys, that is it for our Altman Fitness facing crowd. Those are the 8 tips. Plus, we learned about the face pulls earlier today, so you can develop your proper healthy shoulder. And for you members, hang on, because I'm going to be sharing with you a most common injury or a most common ailment that we deal with a lot here in the studio, and that I hear people ask me about a lot, which is wrist pain when doing things like push-ups or maybe it's curls or other exercises. So I'm going to be showing you 2 problems with the wrist, 3 fixes, and then multiple ways to fix it in the workout. So hang on. And before I let you guys go, for one, I want to say thank you for showing up today. I love you because it means that if you showed up today, you showed up because you're loving on yourself, and that is important. And again, if you have any questions, ask them in the comment section below. I'll be here to answer any and all of your questions. If you're not already one of our prized clients here at Altman Fitness, look above you. You'll find a link for 3 free afterburn workouts where you can come in and test drive us absolutely free. And the other thing is, look above. There's several free resources you can take advantage of, and there's a couple of resources that are paid resources. One of those we talked about earlier today, which is the metabolic typing, which is the custom diet solution. Check it out. There's a couple of videos you can watch at the link. Actually, the link's above the video here, but it'll be once you see the description there, you scroll all the way to the bottom, and metabolic typing will be near the bottom there, one of the bottom links. But click on it. There's some free videos that you can watch there about metabolic typing, so you can learn more about it, see if it's something that feels right for you. All right, guys. So till next time, I'll see you. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.